Can say is we know where the fire started, but as to what happened before the fire started, we are yet to establish.
Market manager of the facility, well, they have decided to close the market for an additional 1 week for areas that the fire, did not affect, and indefinitely the areas that the fire, affected. Now, this is because authorities want to, check the structural integrity of the market plus other things. Now, although the managers of the facility have decided to close down the market for 1 extra week beginning today, traders of the market are unhappy about this, and they have decided to do business as usual. That's their intent. They intend to go to the market and to do business as usual. Now, on Friday, the regional minister in the company of the deputy minister for local government, Obi Amwa, took a trip to the Kejetia Market, and this is what the regional minister had to say after inspection.
We should thank the Almighty Father that at least the material that was used in the construction of the market to some extent can contain fire. Do we have time before it gets out of the shop? Other than that, the situation will have been worse than what we are witnessing today. Now, we cannot strictly say that we can jump into conclusion and say this was the source of the fire or this was the cause of the fire. The fire service, they are doing their work. They will come out with the actual cause of the fire. First, let's praise the fire service and the police service. They did very well. I was on my way from Kumawu because I visited Kumawu district. I was inspecting some projects. On our way back to Kumasi, then I heard that the Kejetia Market is on fire. Then I called the regional fire officer. Fortunately, he was even already on site with NADMO and then the police. They did very good work. We thank also God that we did not have any casualty, that is human casualty, even though we have properties that have been massively destroyed. But we thank God did not lose any life. Let me clear one or two things. The rope that was used, people think it was a private individual that tied the rope. It's not easy for private individual to tie the rope effectively. That was done by the fire service. It's one of the means that they use in rescuing people when maybe they are in danger at a higher level. Then that will be the first stage. Then they will try to get equipment. That will be very effective. And that is why they brought in what they call turntable ladder. The turntable ladder is the one they brought later to rescue the rest of the people. We are very, very grateful to them. Now, I cannot say we are setting a committee to do the investigation because I have to collaborate with the Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development. Even though the regional coordinating, we have oversight responsibility over all the assemblies within the region. The ultimate responsibility is with the Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development. So I'll collaborate with him and then we take the final decision as to whether we are going to establish a committee. But from my own point of view, I think a committee will be very necessary at this point, in the sense that we have to know certain things. Certain things must be clarified. Why? One, why is it that the sprinkler did not switch on when the fire started? Because the moment the fire started, the sprinkler should turn on automatically. Why didn't it happen that way? But people had to go and switch it on. Two, why is it that the smoke detectors were not working? And if they did work, were they working effectively? Because at least the alarm should have been blown and then people should have escaped before things got out of hand. Then have they renewed their insurance this year? Because if they've not renewed, then it means that who is going to fund the losses? So we have to know whether the insurance has been renewed. We have to know whether the fire permit has been renewed. We have to know whether Environmental Protection Agency permit has been renewed. We have to look at all these relevant permits and make sure that if they've not been done, then subsequently we can take decisions, we can make recommendations, say that these things will not happen again. Because if the insurance, for instance, has not been renewed, who is going to bear the cost? Are we going again to the government when we are all witnessing the economic difficulties in which we find ourselves? Are we going to the government to provide money? The escrow account, we have money in the escrow account.
Honorable, you have always been briefed. You have always been briefed about happenings at the market.
Nobody has been briefing me. I'm not member of the board. Before I intervene, then I have received complaints either from the shoppers or other related groups. Nobody. Go and ask the board whether they brief me ever.
But is that not surprising though?
I've told you already, we are not even a member of the board. We are not a member. Even site meetings, sometimes I know somebody recently even alerted them that, look, why have you not been inviting the regional minister to your site meetings? You understand it? So if anybody tells you they've been briefed, they brief. Look, the composition of the board. Minister of Finance is a member. Local government is a member. We are here. Why is it that we are not members? If you use personalities to form boards, institutions, that is what happens.
So clearly, everything lies on your hands now. The traders are frustrated at the moment.
Yes.
So what will be your immediate action to ensure that safety is adhered to?
We will look at the security aspects. We make sure that we provide security for the area, so that whatever security risks we have, we will put in measures to mitigate the risk. But the final decision will not rely on me.
But that's the question, because you are proposing a 3 to a 1 week shutdown.
Yes, that one I'm proposing because we have security risk, and I'm the head of security in the region. So my preoccupation is whatever security risk we have, we put in measures to address that security risk. You know, it's not all the things we can do within the short term, but there are some we can do immediately. For instance, I'm going to check why the sprinkler did not switch on when the fire started. I don't think it should take months. We can look at it today, tomorrow, and see what we can do. Smoke detectors, maybe if they were not functioning. Do we need months? We don't need months. There are some of them we can put in place before we ask them to come back. Because you don't know, if you ask them to come at 12 o'clock, and around 12 o'clock, another fire starts, and the sprinklers are not working, what happens? So anything that borders on security, that one as head of the Regional Security Council, I can take decisions before reporting to them.
So what
All right, so that was the regional minister, when he paid a visit to the Kejetia Market on Friday. We all know that on Wednesday, unfortunately, there was fire that gutted some parts of the Kejetia Market. They call it the Dubai section of the Kejetia Market. And unfortunately, you heard the regional minister lament about the fact that he is not part of the board. Mm-hmm. And so by extension, RECSEC and the RCC do not, know as to the happenings at the Kejetia Market. He says, unless, of course, somebody comes to him, bringing certain things to his attention, he doesn't know about what happens there. Now, the market was also altered structurally, and therefore, the fire service demanded new drawings before they issue a fire certificate. And this is worrying because without a fire certificate, no insurance company would grant insurance to this facility. And you know that this market cost us about $259.4 million. And so this is where we are. Now, as we speak this very morning, there's been the decision by the managers of the market to, close the market for another 1 week. You know that when the market caught fire on Wednesday, the Thursday they decided to close the market to do some more work there. Now the managers of the facility have decided to close it for another extra week, at least for areas that did not get burnt, and then indefinitely the area where did not get burnt, well, that is for 1 week. But if you look at the functions or the role of the regional minister and the deputy regional minister, this time around we don't have deputy regional minister. The president shall, with the prior approval of Parliament, appoint for each region a minister of state who shall represent the president in the region and be responsible for the coordination and direction of the administrative machinery in the region. The president may, in his consultation with the Minister of State for a region and with the prior approval of Parliament, appoint for the regional deputy minister or deputy ministers to perform such functions as the president. So for me, if he should ask me, I would say that he has to be a member of the board for the market, but unfortunately, well, he has lamented in that sound bite we brought to you that he's not a member. Well, this morning we've been joined by Mr. Andrews Kofi. He is PRO for Combined Traders Association Kejetia Market. He joins me in the studios for a conversation. Andrews, good morning to you.
Good morning, David.
Trust you're well.
I'm well.
Well, my heart goes out to traders at the market, for their loss. You do business there as well. Were you directly affected?
No, I wasn't directly affected, but those affected are my people, and I can't stay by. Because indirectly I'm affected, because now I'm not working now. So if they are affected, I'm affected as well.
How many shops are we talking about here in terms of the shops that got burnt?
About 53 shops.
53 shops.
Sure.
And do we know what they trade in, these shop owners, what they're trading?
Oh, sure. You see, initially the market was a commodity market, but this was not realized because of the ineptitude of the managers as well. Everybody sells anything. Some sell clothes, shoes, and of course, combat, which are explosives. These are not something which are not known to the managers of the market. So fire will come. Fire coming to Kejetia is inevitable. But what we don't understand is that if a section of Konfanoti catches fire, you don't, prevent people from accessing health over there.
Well, it depends on the extent of fire.
Sure.
But again, if you say the fire is inevitable, as traders, how responsible are you for things that you do in the market to ensure that we don't have fire? I mean, if we do the right things, we'll not record fires, would we?
Sure.
So how responsible have traders been to ensure that we don't record fires?
Fine. We are very much responsible. You see, but the managers themselves are creating the avenue for fire to come.
What do you mean by that?
For example, we have, gas system. It is a system which was laid through by the builders so that people don't bring gas from outside into the market. But because it's not working, now you get market people bringing gas from their homes into the market.
What do they use the gas for?
For cooking.
But you're not supposed to cook. But you're not supposed to cook in the market, are you?
They heat their food. The food is heated.
The question is,
when you cook,
are they supposed to bring gas?
They are not. But whose duty is it to check that gas are not? All these things are susceptible to fire. Whose duty it is to check? Brother, let me tell you something. I want you to give me some few minutes to, tell your
listeners and
your listeners and your viewers some few things, because we cannot sit aside and let managers put the blame on the doorstep of the traders. That fire that you saw is the dereliction of duty on the part of the management. Prior to this fire, about 4 letters. The last one came on, I think January 2023. All these letters were written by Henry Jiwa, the regional fire commander, warning them about the possibility of the market catching fire and the fact that if this happens, nothing could be done to what? Sustain it or quench the fire. I have letters here. This letter was written on 30th September 2021. Another one 14 January 2022. Another one 18th October 2020. The last one is the 2023 one, which is January. Warning the market managers about the imminent or the possibility of the market catching fire because they don't have fire certificate. There is no fire certificate. Everything that is possible to quench fire is not working. Therefore, it is all right. The gadget that they have to quench fire in the market is not in conformity with the standard of fire
safety. And I have in my possession some of the letters where portions say, for example, that the main valve that supply water to property protection equipment in the market have been shut down due to leakages. It goes on to say a fire control panel connected to other early detection and warning systems have been shut down, disabling the entire early detection and warning system in the market. And it goes on and on and on. So these letters have been written
by the fire, the original fire.
And that is why they don't have the fire certificate.
Sure.
As leaders of the market, what did you also do?
We have, brother, we have written letters upon letters. Our secretary has personally written letters upon letters just to the management, warning them of the possibility of what. Now that I'm talking, we pay 51,557.48 pesos as insurance. With insurance, they don't have even fire certificate to go for.
But you're still paying this amount of money.
Where is the money? Do you understand? We want them. We tell them. Even the letter that you have just read is from the regional fire commander, warning them that fix this, fix this, fix this. If you don't do this, this will what happen. But they have paid no attention to these letters.
So when you approach the managers of the facility, what do they tell you?
They don't mind. Mr. Dufour will not mind. He will listen to you. He will not mind. We have written to the board under the chairmanship of the KMA, what do you call it? Sampan.
He's the board chair for the
He is
facility.
the board chair. He doesn't mind. So what are we? We are considered as mere market people who don't know anything. You see, who don't know anything. Look at the last paragraph of this letter that I'm holding. The letter you just read. The last paragraph is, it's baffling. So if they know this, why are we suffering? Before entering the market, we were told the market is fireproof. It's fire resistant. Therefore, if even there is a possibility,
it's not necessarily fireproof, but the materials, and you had the regional minister even touch on it, that the materials that was used for the construction can withstand fire for some time.
Fine. And we understand that even if fire gets to some place, there are no cars. The car they use, it can't just.
The tenders.
The place is not accessible.
The fire tenders.
Yes, it's not accessible. Even the car is not accessible. It can't go there. Why? Because there are sprinklers which will automatically generate water to quench whatever fire it is. There are smoke detectors which will just sound alarm. Sounders, core point. All these things are not working. The valve, as you read, the valve, which is supposed to ensure that fire flow freely, so that when there is possibility of water, it quantities. These things are not working, and this is the warning that the regional fire commander, Mr. Hanjiwa, he has written 4 letters to them, warning them of imminent fire. If not even imminent fire, if fire comes, the possibility of containing it is not, really reliable.
You cannot fight it well. You cannot fight the issues. And the figure you mentioned in terms of how much you pay by way of insurance, you mentioned what, 51,557. Is it
48 pesos?
This is annual?
This is monthly.
You pay monthly.
But
51,557.
Yes. Aside this
pesos.
Yes, aside this.
And that's a monthly payment of insurance contribution by traders.
Yes, where is it? This is what I can only describe here as dubity, criminal thievery. I'm using all these words adversely. This is what is happening. It's not that we are not talking about it. We have been speaking about it, but we have people who consider you as non-entity. So whatever you say, you will not be heard. This is what has brought us here. Kejetia people, we are not at fault. Fire will definitely come, but there are things that are good, that we have been made to understand that when the fire does come, it will quench it. All these things are not working under the supervision of the manager, Mr. Dufour, and he has been warned by the fire manager, but he has paid no heed to it. And now we are here.
And indeed, we've heard from Obi Amwa, we've also heard from the regional minister and others who are saying that, well, there's a possibility of a committee that will be put together to look into these things as to why, there's no fire certificate for the market, as to why, the sprinklers and co are not working. But I have read some statements from, you traders and the leadership of these traders. And it looks as if you have a big problem with the management. And you list so many things that, well, some of them are in bed with the, what do you call it, the board chair and all that. What are some of the issues you have with the managers of the facility?
You see, we have a lot of issues. The managers, they have created their own unauthorized areas where they have placed people and have been collecting money regularly from them. Our position is that, fine, you are collecting this money, but these people enjoy light. They create filth. And this filth and light that they enjoy, we, the store owners, are made to pay all these things.
Who are these people anyway?
These people, the people, hawkers.
And they're not supposed to be in the market?
They are not supposed to be in the market. And the people who have been illegally.
What about those who are supposed to, who sell on tabletops? Are they supposed to be in the market?
Sure.
They're supposed to be there. But your concern now is with the hawkers.
The hawkers. And you see, apart from the recognized people who sit on table that we know, there are other areas which have been created by the securities and what have you, where these monies go straight into their pocket. We have complained about all these things. There is not a single thing which is working in Kejetia.
Now, before you go any further, I'd like to put this across, that we've tried to reach a manager for the facility, Mr. Dufour. I tried, even on Wednesday evening when the fire broke. I tried again on Thursday, tried on Friday. My producer has also tried. Unfortunately, we haven't got any response from him yet. And so that is why we don't have a representation from the management on this.
Mr. Dufour will not come. He can't come.
You can speak for him.
Because he's liable.
No, you can speak for him.
You see,
you can speak for him.
What we are saying, they are all on his tables. He's directly responsible. He should be arrested. The man should be arrested immediately and put behind bars. He's directly responsible for our suffering. And we don't need him. You don't need him. Sampan, you don't need Sampan. He has overstayed his office. Even now that I'm talking to you, he's not here.
Yeah, no, I tried to reach him. I'm told he's in Cape Verde.
In Cape Verde, fine. Something, this serious something has happened to market people.
But he has a vice. He has a vice in Amoma Mahine, doesn't he? But so in his absence, the vice chair can also play that role.
No, we saw him and he came to engage with the media in that face-saving engagement. And we thought he's the best person we can engage with. But before we knew, he's gone again. That's what we are talking about. So you see, what has happened is directly the responsibility or the ineffectiveness of management.
So the the board chair and all that. We have heard you on that one, and we've been told that a committee would be put together to look into this. But this issue of the closure, 1 week extension for areas that the fire did not gut, and indefinitely for the areas, the 53 shops that you talked about that the fire gutted, is it not in your interest? Is it in the interest
of decidedly unacceptable.
Why so?
It is decidedly unacceptable.
Why
they
so?
are using it to buy time, to let people know that they are working, but meanwhile they are not working. The fire affected only about 53 shops. In percentage-wise, it's not anything that can go against trading. We can go and trade. The place must be, separated with caution tapes from area. It is just a minute area, but we are not concerned because of the magnitude of the fire at that particular area. But you can't say because of that you are closing the entire market.
But you traders and its leadership, correct me if I'm wrong, but I picked up information over the weekend that you were in support of a closure of the market for some works to be done to check the structural integrity of the place plus other things. So how come you're changing your mind on it?
Sure, we were in support. The first 3 days we were in support of it. So we were hoping to come to the market this very day, Monday.
Okay, so if I get you right, you were in support of a closure for 3 days.
For 3 days.
After which the market should be open for you to do your trading.
I'm going to answer your question. How? How? Because for the first 3 days, which is today is the 4th day, nothing has been done. Even yesterday we had our meeting at the premises. Nothing has been done. They are practically doing that. What they are doing is further destruction, compounding our woes.
When you say further destruction, compounding your woes, what do you mean? Because again, communication has reached us that NADMO, the fire service, Eugene, can we try and get Peter there to see what works they are doing? Let's try and get Peter there. He speaks for the fire service here in the region, because that's what we've been told, that NADMO, the fire service, and others, who understand these things are working for your own safety.
The further destruction I'm talking about is about the tables that they themselves have, engaged some of the traders to build or to place at vantage point to ply their business. They are destroying all the table without the notice of the traders who are now home, who are aiming to come into the market to use their tables. These days, you see, when there's a problem, you don't compound it by creating another problem.
Andrew, tell me this. Do you think that it is safe to do business in the market as we speak this morning? Is it safe?
100%. Let me say about 80% safe.
How do you know? Based on what are you saying that is
because
safe?
Of the area we are talking about. The area is far separated from where even most of the activities in the market are held. The area is far separated, and it could be made separated more by using a caution.
The regional minister, when he spoke, when we played his tape, said that this is for our own good. Because from the look of things, we don't pray for that to happen though. But if another fire should happen right now, if you guys are allowed to go in there to trade, to do your business, and another fire happens right now, how ready are we? The sprinklers are not working, the smoke detectors are not working, all the things that we are concerned about are still not working.
You see, no fire will happen. If fire happens, then what you are talking about, we are talking about 1 year, because I tell you, 1 week closure will not be enough for them to fix those things. Those things, they have been made aware for more than 3 years now. I tell you, 1 week, then if I can bet you that upon the expiry of the 1 week, they can extend it further to compound the woes of the market woman, which we will not accept.
Well, listeners, you can join us with your thoughts on 055111995. That's our WhatsApp number. Record a voice message and send it to us. Let's get to hear from you as what you make of all that is happening. But no portions. Yeah, go ahead.
You will help them to operate, but they should allow us to go and trade. Master, you economically, you are very sympathetic to traders. Well, I know we are traders, we are common traders. You have to sympathize with us. But other than that, you are going to lead us to dive.
You have to do that in a safe environment.
Sure.
Portions of the statement that the leadership of the traders came up with, says that it touches on concerns raised about things that, for example, ought to be corrected at the market even before certificate was given. So the restructuring of the place that you enable you get a certificate, you don't have it there.
Sure.
The sprinklers are not working. So you yourself, as leaders of the traders, have raised these concerns. These things have not been tackled. So why do you say that you still want to be allowed to go in there and work?
You see,
you have concerns. You have safety concerns.
You see, these things should have been tackled, but they have not been tackled. So we have worked under severe question in the market. That is why for the past the first fire happened on 11th, May 2023. It was just an insignificant one. So we thought from there, the management would have taken it from there to fix all the things that we are complaining about now. These things are not fixed. So we have operated in a way that is very, very, secure, so that we don't catch fire. But now that the fire is here with us, if we give these people 1 week extension, they are going to extend it to 1 year, and nothing will be done. What it means is that now we have open school. And now, why are you making us happy? Even today that I'm sitting with you, it's World Happiness Day. David, today is World Happiness Day.
And you're not happy?
We are not happy.
In your statement also, you talk about the fact that, they have something to hide. Explain that a bit to me.
The hidden agenda is people are not working. People are collecting pay without work. They are doing practically nothing. So what they are doing to us is for them to portray to the world or the powers that be, especially Nana, that they are working and that what has happened is under control. Meanwhile, it is not under control. They are not doing anything.
So no, but your statement says they have something to hide. What are they hiding?
Because you see, for example, the 51,000 and other issues we are paying
The
for
51,000 talk about in terms of the insurance.
insurance. We are paying for
monthly.
We are paying for CCTV. We are paying for EP.
How much is the CCTV payment?
I don't have the figures here.
How much is the EPA?
The EP, I don't have the figures here. All these figures, you have been talking to our financial department of the market, and I'll furnish you all this information.
I hear you.
So we have all these things, and these people think they are dealing with only the market. Now that the committee is going to be set, I side with the committee, and the committee should be set. While the committee is working, the traders will also be plying their trade peacefully in the market. Nothing will happen. You don't solve a problem by creating a problem.
I'll come back shortly and we'll continue our conversation, but this inspires us, you know. In the beginning, children in her community used to walk to school. Today, not only are her bamboo bicycles making it easier for these children to get to school, Benes Dapa is also employing many women as well. Now, at APSA, this is what we call Africanacity, the distinct ability of the Ghanaian to always get things done. Now, Africanacity is our inspiration. It defines who we are and what we do. It's our commitment to helping people find a way to get things done. To find out more, please visit apsa.com.gh. You want to fly on some holidays? Well, as spring gets closer, we are all starting to think about the next holiday. And you can make the journey just as incredible as your destination when you treat yourself to Emirates Business Class. Now, your holiday starts with a glass of champagne to welcome you on board. Then you can stretch out in your spacious seat, pick something from your mini bar, and recline to your favorite movies and TV shows. There's even an A380 on-board lounge where you can enjoy a cocktail and a few, other things with your travelers. Now, the dining is incredible too. Enjoy delicious dishes from your destination with some fine wines to match. When you are ready to sleep, you can get a good rest in your fully flat bed seat. So treat yourself to business class and fly better with Emirates. All right, so I've got some great news for you. And Leo Stanley, listen to this. We hear television. We still need television with them. Now, your life is about to get better with great savings. Now, get the best appliances you can ever find and save big with the Samsung Super Sale happening now in all Compute Ghana showrooms nationwide. From Samsung televisions, refrigerators, chest freezers, home theaters, microwaves, dishwashers, gas cookers, washing machines, and so much more. From now till this Sunday, enjoy up to 40% discount on any Samsung home appliance you buy. Visit any Compute Ghana showroom or shop online at www.computeghana.com now. Now, for further enquiries, you can call 0302 752020. Listen, you have tried to get your home new appliances. You're wondering, concerned about cost? Well, it's been reduced by 40% for you. Samsung products. Go get yours now. Now, I'm told that Patricia Echampong, okay, fine, let me hold on to that one, but we tried to reach the regional PRO for the fire service. Unfortunately, he's not picking up his call, and so that's how we've not been able to get through to him. Now, Andrew Kofi is one of the leaders for the Kejetia Market. He's with us in the studios of Love 99.5 as we talk about their concerns over the closure of the market for an extra 1 week and a closure for indefinitely for the areas that got burnt. So you're saying that and Andrew, I'm talking to you, so if you can put the phone aside. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Your concern is that, as traders, the closure of the market is going to bring some hardships on you as your daily bread is going to be affected, right?
Sure.
Now,
sure.
You mentioned that in your statement that some of the goods are perishable goods.
Some of the goods are perishable goods.
What goods are we talking about here?
Okay, you see, we are thinking about the common market woman who says tomatoes, what do you call it? Pepper, and these people, they don't have refrigerator. Yes, to immediately
preserve it.
So now that I'm talking, even 4 days that the market has been closed, most of the goods have been perished.
They're already destroyed. They're already perished. And like you said, you yourself said that you have electricity at the market now for those who have, poultry products and other meats that are being preserved, right? So what's your problem?
We are thinking about the economic hardship, the hardship that we are going to go through now that school has reopened. Now that we are going to Easter. Easter is for the celebration of the death of Christ. Of course, when it comes, we do enjoy. We need money to do all these things. This is what we are talking about. This is what we want the authority to look up to. Look, the last paragraph of what the fireman said is that the fire precaution measures on your premises do not conform to the standard
so we have gone past that. Andrew, we have gone past that. That problem still persists, Andrew. So we're fine for now. We're looking for solutions to the problem. For now, that's where we are. We're looking for solutions, and that's why they're saying they give them one extra, week. From what you said initially, the traders wanted to agree to 3 days. What is a big deal? What would this extra 1 week really do?
This 1 week is decidedly unacceptable. And David,
so what do you intend to do as we speak right now? If the market is closed,
sure.
If the market is closed, because that's what they said from today, 20th. If traders get to town right now and Kejetia Market is closed, what would traders do?
They are there. They are going to be there tomorrow. They are going to be there on Wednesday. If we get the least chance, we will go into the market ourselves. I tell you.
But I'm not sure you get any chance, would you? So that's what I'm asking. What would you do if the market is still shut? If it's still locked, what would you do?
We intend even to go to court. You see, what will pacify us, the traders, is for the authority to fire the manager, and if possible, honorably. Sampan should step aside because he doesn't help us anyway. All our effort to securing the market, to making the market a living place, has been what do you call it? Has been. I want a word to face it. Is being drawn back by Sampan and his cohorts. So we don't want him. If they pacify by stepping down and Dufour also resigns peacefully, then we know that the people that are now entrusted with the management of the market is in safe hands. Therefore, what we are talking about now is going to be faced within the week. This, what you are talking about, okay, brother David, let me ask you, if after a week, these things, which of course will not be possible to fix, are not fixed, are they going to allow us? Or is there going to be an extension of another? We are talking about people from Central Market who have come to be with people from Kejetia. So we are talking about, at any given time, we have over 15,000 people in the market. We have more than 8,000 lockable shops operating. These people, every shop, I can count about 4 people in every shop. My children have all these people are being fed. And you are telling me you are closing the market now that you are there, it is 11 days.
Instead of massing up at the frontage of the market, instead of threatening that you're going to find ways and means of getting into the market to trade, why don't you sit down with management of the market and have a discussion and put your concerns across?
Who is the manager? The manager is not ready to sit down with us. The board.
When was the last time you tried to speak to Mr. Dufour?
Mr. Dufour.
When was the last time?
Mr. Dufour is now busy. He will not even pick our calls, and he thinks we are sabotaging him.
But if he sits here and say all the things you are saying about
that is the truth. It's not working. All these things we are talking about, these things, these are things which are not working. They are directly under the supervision of Mr. Dufour, who is not making sure these things are done. If these things were initially done, we wouldn't have been in this place. Fire, I say, will come, but there are systems to quench them. Mr. Dufour is aware that those systems are not working. Those systems are not in conformity with the fire regulation system. But he is still there.
Let's call us now. This entrenched position by traders and the decision by the market managers. Where do you stand on this? What's your take on all this? Join us by calling us on 03220-83596, 03220-83597, 03220-83598. I mean, it's disturbing, isn't it?
Hello.
Kofi's on the line. Kofi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Brony. You see, the man in the studio, he's so furious that even what he's trying to put across, we are finding it difficult to appreciate it. He should calm down and put his message across so that we will be sympathized with them. But, David, my question is, do we have president in Ghana as we speak? Look, Kejetia is a modern market that a certain government spent a lot of money to build this Kejetia Market not too long ago. It was commissioned. In fact, Kejetia Market is not up to even 10 years. So who are those managing Kejetia? And who are responsible for the oversight of the Kejetia Market? So the president has not made any statement. Look at this modern thing that we haven't even completed, and this thing has happened, and the president hasn't spoken. So it is the president does not care about whatever going on in Kejetia. What is this?
Well, thank you very much, Kofi there. And he has a rep in the region, in the person of the regional minister. He has spoken, hasn't he? Nana Kweku, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm well.
Well, I have a two-edged sword. Goes against you, the man in the studio, and the administration of Kejetia. Let me start. Now, concerning there are times that I passed through Kejetia myself, and you have the alarm system for fire playing in left, right, center. And so that's when I'll pass through there and I say, these alarms are just going off left, right, center, and no one is attending to it. And this is what you are seeing. You have stores and then people with cubicles left, right, center. I don't think when the managers or the people, the architects that put that Kejetia Market anticipated that they are going to have walkways with stores. I mean, some kiosks, little and containers there. I don't think they anticipated having those kind of things there. And then the man is saying that fire is about to happen. Please, for crying out loud. What you fear? Would you want your kids putting gas stoves in their rooms and say that fire is about to happen? I don't think you want your kids to be taking gas to the individual rooms. It's not saying that the fire is about to happen. No. We have, in fact, we cry for you. Our friends and families with their stores there. But please, that statement is wrong. Allowing gas into individual stores. So if you have 80,000 stores, they say even half of them to put up a gas in their individual stores. And most of them even travel out of the country. Do they have gas in every store in our
Well, thank you very much. And I asked him why they have it there, because it is illegal. It's not allowed, and they have it there. Thank you very much, Nana Kweku, for joining us. 03220-83596, 83597, 83598. You can also call us and be a part of our conversation. Sledge, good morning. Hold the line for me, KB.
How are you?
Sledge, I'm well.
David, I listened to the regional minister. And David, what I can say is that he has no business being the regional minister. In fact, he reaffirmed my belief that he was never fit for the job. David, you are a regional minister. You are complaining about not being on the board, but you are the head of RESEC. Is the regional minister telling us that the regional fire officer, the letters that he wrote to Kejetia, the 4 letters, he doesn't know anything about it? And to the regional Kejetia managers, since when did they thought of doing a structural integrity? After the fire, what happened? When the smoke detectors, the sprinklers, everything were not working. David, this new jack approach that they come up with, committees, then we use taxpayers' money to pay committees, and they will come up with nothing. Meanwhile, the ordinary market woman selling pepper, garden eggs, and tomatoes want to stay home for a long time. And new people in the committee, they will be paid with our taxes. David, all those people in line, for some time, my own uncle, I don't even want to talk about him. David, all those people should have resigned immediately. Regional Minister David, if you are not on the board, what is it?
Thank you very much. KB is on. Hi, KB. Good morning.
Good morning, David. Yes, good morning to you, the representative from Kejetia Market. David, let me say this. Ignorance is a disease from both two people who spoke. Even the last person who just spoke. Let me ask this. When the last time Kejetia Market, the old Kejetia Market court bench that represent issue community? And secondly, the regional minister in Sampai, let me ask this question again to those people. The guy said a fire is inevitable. Yes, indeed. That's why always, even in our car, we have fire extinguishers. It's bound to happen. One of these days it can happen. Look at the structure of Kejetia and the people therein. Definitely fire will definitely happen. That's why those people who are working there should be kept in line to do what is necessary for the traders over there. So anyone who links those things to the president and the people, what is the purpose of regional minister? What is the purpose of the committee? Even those people, the representatives there, what's their role at Kejetia?
Well, thank you very much, KB, for joining us. We'll pick Mohammed's call now. Hi, Mohammed. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Please turn down the volume on your radio set for me.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think the people working at Kejetia as fire service, there is no need for them to be there. Seriously, if it is a daytime and then they can catch off a fire and then if you have to burn up to that extent, I don't think there is need for them to be there. Because every morning, if you go there, you see them doing exercise and other things, thinking that they are doing relevant things, not knowing that they are just there. Seriously, they don't have to be there because we have to be serious people. Because if you people are there and then at a daytime, when the fire catches that place and burns to that extent, then I don't think they are very relevant. So they have to live there.
I hear you. Those are the thoughts of Mohammed there. Erasmus, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, David.
Sir, welcome.
Thank you. David, it's very pathetic. Sometimes when you hear things of this nature and you sit down and ask some few questions, where lies what we call leadership? Do we actually have leaders in this country? Why, if we have, why are they doing this to us? What do they expect posterity to say about them? You see, from the discussion I was hearing right from this morning, David, what are the systems put in place at the KJT to check all these things? Is there anything of that sort? If there is, why to that extent do we have to experience a fire outbreak to this very magnitude? Don't we have fire hydrant there, David? If we do, why was it not used? And I keep on saying all these come down to leadership. You see, it's so painful that you live in a home where you have parents who do not play their role, and when you tell them they are responsible, somebody tells you are insulting them.
Thank you very much. And you had the regional minister in his the soundbite we played, asking who's going to foot for the repairs works, because there's no insurance, so it will come to you and I as taxpayers. Very sad, very annoying, huh? Kojo, good morning.
David, my main country Takana, but for 70 dollars in your Argentina. And okay, the original market Kejetia Market, I think it's untenable. Opposite to us, my nephew will be depending the atom, and we knew we had any way. Fadio one prior, a prior, a candy winning near so. Once I said, when you are buying now, a shop, a mass are doing a Janet, Obiancan Massimo, the cherry for Muchibo. Kejetia. I let me speculate. Some of them, because of loan, loan, only can she short. If it can be you're okay that the basic intermediate rituals, then be a moshi, I'm on padipa, a yanamako creating a fire outbreak, Nawashi, then confer loose woman, na a gloom much higher. Omunas annual in your man moyeno. You see, of course, she PPR Kodane, regional minister, and some pine, and a wine, and a wine. One get the phone more central market. Maybe say a tape preparation soon a moya or shop and more shops. Master will be the baby. My folk, Aibi, and to my good baby say, a deputy Bamut Bekuswa, a Tumnohana.
Well, Kojo, thank you very much for joining us as well. Ramatu, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, Ramatu. Let's hear you.
Please, I just want to say I strongly agree with the representative. We can't stay in the house because this issue has been there for a long time and no one is doing anything about it. The man who just dropped his call said, have we done any preparation? Are we all educated? We need to educate us on it, and who has been there to educate us? For us to close the show for 1 good week, it won't help us.
So when you say educated, or has anybody been given education? What do you mean?
The man said, what has any of these people, the traders, done to prepare for fire if there is an outbreak of fire or something? But there has not been education that, oh, mommy, it's a job, use it, do that. Nobody has done that. The only thing they will say is, if there is fire outbreak, you use the exit, everybody leave the place. Is that all?
Because the sprinklers are supposed to take over and help minimize the spread of the fire. That's what it's supposed to do. But Ramatu, don't you think we need to blame the traders? Because question is, I'm told Ramatu is already gone. Some of the traders have not really been responsible. I mean, in as much as we can blame leadership for this, some of the traders have not been responsible. Edu, good morning.
Good morning, Dave.
Say you do.
You see, Dave, in any proper dispensation, the head of the Kejetia Market should have been arrested by now. If for nothing at all, for the fact that he ignored all these safety precautions from the fire service, he should be arrested by now. Then also to the regional minister, I find his complaints very, very funny. And you are the head, you have all the power, you have the RegSec at your control, and you are lamenting to us who have no power. What do you want us to do? We should go and push you on the board? I mean, sometimes when you hear this complaint, it's quite funny. But yes, and I also agree that the traders have a part to play in all of this. I understand all the concerns that they are sharing, but I think the greater part of all of this rests with the leaders of the market, because Dave, I've once stood there before, and I know the corruption that goes on there. Look, let me just add it. If you are entering the Kejetia Market from, there's this CBG bank in this this tower over there. When you're entering the market from that side, there's this large space there that is not supposed to be used for any trading activity. It's for leisure and for people to sit when you go around the market in your attire. David, I was there with myself, my own eyes, when the leaders of the market sent people to come and demarcate that side. They've given all that place out. They are giving, and all the money they collect for that side, it goes straight to their pocket. There's so much corruption over there. They are thinking about how to fill their pockets and not how to make the place a better place and more secure and safe. So I think that they should be arrested, and then new measures should be put in place to avoid some of these things in the future.
Thank you very much, Edu. Let's pick our final caller, and that's in Asampana. Welcome, Asampana. Good morning. Hello, Asampana.
David, good morning.
Let's hear you.
Let me say good morning to your production team and everybody. I trust you're good.
Good. We're well.
Okay. David, tell the man in the studio that leaders do not fall from the sky. Leadership are the people, are chosen from the people. You see, the reason why I have restrained myself from calling on radio these days is because I have got to realize one thing: we are not good people. We are indisciplined people. We are just cunning. We are not good people. And when we get our fellow person, we want to nail him, because who caused the fire in the first place? Who caused the fire? They should tell us. The traders should tell us. They are ranting like they own the market. They should tell us who caused the fire. Thank you very much, David.
Well, thank you very much, Asampana, as well, for joining our conversation. We've got loads of your voice messages, and so we'll go to our WhatsApp console and start sharing what you have also brought in, beginning with this one.
Good morning, Dave. Dave, concerning the Kejetia Market, my opinion, you see, they cannot close everywhere. We know they're supposed to do the right thing, but I think that they should open to where it was not affected, so that those traders can still come to market, and then where it is affected, they will work on it, and then the recommendations from the fire service, they will just work everything, and then give those who are not affected maybe the time to also prepare themselves, so that when they are done with the first floor, then they come back to them, so that they will just finish everything at once. But to say they will close everything, I'm not sure it's fair on the traders. What about those who are selling perishable goods? Who is going to compensate them?
Pressure goods. By this time, I'm sure that the perishable goods, Charlie, they're already gone. They're already gone. That was your thought. We have other voice messages that have come through, like this one.
David, good morning. This is Achu. It seems the way the man is talking, there is no good relationship between the traders of the market and the managers of the market. So upon all this that happened, does that mean they are going to use our taxpayers' money to renovate all those things, or they are going to use the people that are not doing their homework well, money to renovate the market? Thank you.
Well, good contribution in there, huh? We have time to play some more. So, Leo Stanley, please.
Good morning, Dave. This is Isaac. You see, I don't know whether lamentations in the scriptures were written for Ghanaian leaders. Whilst citizens are lamenting, they are also lamenting. So who is solving the problem? You see, we are always reactive, no proactiveness. And we always wait for the thing to happen. Then you see the so-called people who are supposed to act. Somebody is still keeping his job up to now. You see, it is sad for a place like Kejetia, and fighters were not, working, and somebody is there. It doesn't bother him. KMA boss, regional minister is also lamenting. So who should be held responsible? We are a nation that lacks maintenance culture. It's sad.
Very sad indeed, isn't it? Isaac, thanks very much for joining us. Leo Stanley, who's next?
Yeah, hello, Dave. Good morning. Yes, this is Isaac. For me, since the day that the fire gutted the market, I have held to the position, and I still hold on to the position that the management has failed. And I want to suggest that the management be held responsible, be made accountable. They should be made to pay for the damage that has been caused to the market. For me, that is what I think. I don't sell there, I don't do anything there, but for you to allow things that are not supposed to be there to be sold, if there means that you are inefficient. And you see, these are some of the things that we talk about. People should be held responsible. They should be held responsible. And for the regional minister, all this while, you never said anything until now that fire has gutted the place, and you're telling us that you are not a part of the board and what. Ghana, we are not serious.
Indeed, if we were serious, we would have learned from our previous mistakes and would avoid repeating them going forward. Indeed, we're not serious. We are not.
Hello, good morning, Dave. The best morning show host in Kumasi Metropolis. Dave, this is Justice K of IT Design Inside Atonsi. Now, you see, Dave, here's the case. People are pretending to work, and they are receiving fast salaries at the end of the month. With this fire and go on Kejetia Market, Dave, this is my mind. Let the people who are in the helm of affairs face the wrath of the traders. People are taking fast salaries by the close of the month without doing nothing. Whose duty to ensure that the market was being of safe, have all the gadgets and every element in the market is really working or functioning properly? Whose duty? Those that pretend to work and as if it just look down upon the market to go on fire should be held responsible. This time around, we want them to face the rhythm of the music. Let the authorities whose duty was to ensure that there is no casualty or no nothing else on the market face the reference of the market traders. The traders have to push for the removal of these authorities, and they should be prosecute and send to jail.
Well, let's see what the committee's findings would be and their recommendations, and then we'll take it from there. But very disturbing, very worrying. Eugene, I don't know what you also want to share about this. I mean, we never seem to learn, do we?
David, you see, and our Facebook comment some of the discussions come, some are trying to blame the traders. David, I've been to Kejetia before. There's a management in place. If there's a rule that nobody, and so far we are just speculating. We don't know the official cause of the fire. If they say that people shouldn't bring gas cylinders to the market, so are we saying that I, Say-Tutu, can go to Kejetia Market to do whatever I do? There's no monitoring system, nobody to check. Is that what you are saying? Can I go to KNUST, for example, hijack a road, block the road, and nobody seeing? There's a management, and they pay huge sums of money to these people for various things. CCT at a point, because of security, you couldn't see it. We know it wasn't working. David Meboa. The valve that they have to, fire service have to connect their hydrant
to. They call it the hermaphrodite, sir.
Yes. Connect.
It's not compatible with that of the fire service.
Exactly. See, there's a lot of things that you cannot blame the trader. David, Sebe, you're correct. That's why we put in systems. Into what Badam Krana system will go back. That's it. Why do you think the normal Ghanaian will go to Heathrow or JFK and not even there? Spit or true or rubber.
If we were all correct, then we wouldn't need management laws.
You see, but I also David, I'm coming. My challenge is that the Kejetia issue has become too. David, until Bankra is completed. Bankra. The contract signed with $330 million. And to date, the biggest investment in the Ashanti region is the Kejetia Market. 59.4. So on paper, let's be frank about these things. About $260 million.
Yeah.
And David, what scares me is that such an edifice is not insured. So, Namia for 8,000 lockable stores, just imagine, half got bent. It means that, you see, by extension, the discussion like that, most of you didn't get it. It's we. Our taxes, yes, and about near Koho, they promise to pay some for them. It means that as our taxes, they are going to dip their hands in to pay.
Because, if, like I was saying, if the regional minister says the place has not been insured, where are we going to get money to do this? He's telling us that
exactly. And David, invariably, you don't even need the regional minister to say this. If you do not have a fire certificate, you don't have EPA certificate, no licensed company or broker insurance company will dare insure such a facility without these provisions. The market was created. You altered the market, created additional stores because of influences from politicians and traditional leaders. Fire service says, bring a new dryer, let's insure the facility 2 years.
Let's give a fire certificate.
Fire certificate.
So you get an insurance.
You've not done it. And David, you see, the way we are treating this market, if you are not careful, the vision that the ex-Wa Mahama regime had for the market, the excitement traders had when the market was built, the sacrifices you all had to make when the market will go to vain. Because David,
sacrifices still being made.
Yes, and still being made. Because David, I doubt we've even recouped half of the money we used for.
No.
It's been in the post for almost 4 or 5 years. And David, it's just when you go there and you see petty, even painting, multiply with the petty things that these people should do. And David, you see, the reason why when you read Article 2, I was happy is that you say to two. I have nothing against him, David. Just take Ashanti region in perspective and look at Ashanti region. It's as if you need to for. It's as if there's no coordination. When you play that 6 minutes audio, if it's any serious country, he will be arrested. He will be resigning. That as head of the RCC, the Regional Coordinating Council,
RECSEC,
as head of the RECSEC, one, he doesn't receive any briefing on such an edifice. And he only came to lament after the effect. Nippon Adiana CU 53 shops are burnt, property destroyed. That is when the regional minister, who based on Article 256 is the president of the region, to ensure the day-to-day coordination of the region.
So he has failed us. What about the board chair?
David, I'm saying that, David,
I understand what you're saying.
The ultimate responsibility
is in the region.
Do you know I don't want to go to the Sampine level? Sampine Fisher, or shall just 4 constituencies, assembly.
But he's the board chair for the market. So my concern is he telling us also that it has not come to his attention that the sprinklers are not working?
David, you call their people, did they talk?
Nobody's.
Exactly. So it even tells you about how the procedure.
There's a representative of the fire service on the.
But the commander has written No one.
There's a letter.
He's written several.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if the regional minister says he has not been briefed, what about the letters that was sent from the fire?
Exactly, because the regional fire commander is a member of Rexel.
Yeah,
so David, you see, that's what I'm saying. That when it comes to matters of Ashanti region, when you care for people will sit back and say that what time. But you and I, we've not done anything. Now the politicians will do what politicians will do. They will go to the market and promise to pay them. And the politicians, Baumia will not dip into his pocket. No. It's not good for this money or Mohammed's money. It is our collective taxes because someone didn't do their job. Me, Love FM, since 2020. Yeah, Kejetia story. We've done about 6 of Kejetia stories.
And when issues go on, other sectors of the economy suffers.
Exactly.
Over the weekend, I was listening to a story where they say HIV medications, it's about 40% to say it.
Yeah.
So people who have HIV and are battling and want to stay alive, they are not getting the antiretroviral drugs the way they should have it. We have still people who are in classrooms, they don't have desks, they don't have tables.
Do you know where you got
measles? From Nigeria.
You have to borrow.
From Nigeria.
You have to borrow.
And yet, we don't have much in terms of some of this infrastructure. The little that comes, we don't protect it.
Exactly the point I'm making. Yes, and David, you see, $260 million. $260 million.
Edifice which is less than 10 years old.
Yes.
Can you imagine?
And see, this was started in 2015, compared to 2018 to 2019. There.
Yeah.
So it's not even 5 years.
So it's relatively new. It's brand new.
Oh, and then you see, it's sad when you look at how all this market is in the news for the negative reasons. And for me, I've said this on record that it seems Ashanti region has no coordination. It seems there's no leadership. When you lament, the leaders also join you to lament. Nothing really get done in the Ashanti region, and it's sad. And David, you know what is most sad is that these traders, people think, oh, they are to blame. Yes, maybe to understand, but David, you see, my problem is that when we tend to take that part or route, and always want to blame ourselves as citizens, yes, to understand, but that is why our systems and leaders, and they are paid. But no, so many allowances. Look at the money these guys quote. And the last time I saw Nana Prempe gave us some of the documents. 51,000 cedis as insurance. Then your market will bend. Yes, and your market will bend when you go because of someone's negligence. The entire facility is not insured. This is even a criminal matter.
Charlie, let's cross over. Huh? Let's cross over to Joy 99.7. And on this morning, well, the ACG have decided to close their offices. The regional offices and all that. Go on Facebook and read some comments from Facebook for me. And ECG says, well, people who owe their monies, they're going to go out there and get their monies from them. If not, then they will disconnect you and all that. Before we cross over to Joy 99.7, here are some messages from Facebook.
So this is from Naneja. He says he came to blame and educate his own people. You asked him a question of whose duty it is to ensure safety as traders, or if I'm right, and he's dodging the question. Traders always see their acts as correct, rather bored. He is not making input to me. Kojo Asempa is, giving us his shout outs as usual. And then this one says, don't bring gas, and he's defending the faults as traders.
Joy 99.7 now for that conversation with the ECG.
Because that was never